Before we dive into this treasure from South Africa, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join our growing community. Trust me, you don't want to miss discoveries like this. Imagine holding a piece of history in your hand, a coin that has traveled through decades, witnessing the world change around it, yet remaining a symbol of a nation's legacy. Today, we're talking about a coin that is more than just currency. It's a story, a collectible, and for some, a once-in-a-lifetime find. The coin I want to share with you hails from South Africa, dated 1967, the R1 or 1 Rand coin. At first glance, it may look like just another coin, silver in color, with familiar engravings. But this is where appearances are deceiving. You see, coins like this were minted during a period of transition in South African history, a time when the country was forging its identity, yet still clinging to the elegance of classic minting traditions. Every line, every engraving, was a testament to craftsmanship that modern coins often lack. For men who have lived through decades, coins like these carry more than monetary value. They carry memories. They remind us of the days when life moved at a different pace, when buying a newspaper or a cup of coffee was done with cash in hand, not a digital swipe. The 1967 R1 Rand coin isn't just metal. It's nostalgia solidified, a bridge to an era we can almost touch through the cold, reassuring weight of its presence. Collectors, both new and seasoned, often overlook coins from the 1960s, thinking they are too common. But here's the twist. This coin is anything but common. Its rarity lies not just in its age, but in its minting, the limited batches, and even the historical context behind its production. It's a piece that survived decades, passed from hand to hand, untouched by the relentless pace of modern commerce. That's why enthusiasts, especially those in our age bracket who appreciate history and the thrill of a hunt, find this coin irresistible. When you hold this R1 coin, you're holding a symbol of pride, a reminder that even small objects can carry the weight of a nation's story. The front of the coin proudly displays the image of Jan van Riebeeck, a pivotal figure in South African history, his portrait captured in stunning detail. On the reverse, you see the springbok, South Africa's iconic antelope, a symbol recognized worldwide. Every curve, every indentation, speaks of artistry that today's mass-produced coins can't replicate. It's a tactile reminder of a time when money was not just functional, but an expression of culture and identity. Now, I know many of you watching grew up with coins like these in your pocket. You may remember collecting them as a child or receiving them as change during travels across South Africa. There's something uniquely satisfying about flipping a coin, hearing its distinct metallic clink, knowing that you're holding a piece of a larger story. And this story is especially powerful for those of us who appreciate history and understand the difference between ordinary coins and extraordinary collectibles. For the serious collector, there's another layer that makes this coin so intriguing: its condition. Coins like this, if preserved carefully, can be worth far more than their original face value. Even slight variations, mint marks, or limited editions can exponentially increase their desirability. The 1967 R1 Rand coin is a prime example. It's rare enough that finding one in pristine condition is like discovering a hidden treasure in your own attic. And let's talk about the thrill of the hunt. Many of you enjoy the feeling of discovering something remarkable, whether it's a rare coin, an antique, or a forgotten collectible tucked away in a drawer. The 1967 R1 coin represents that thrill perfectly. It's the kind of find that sparks conversations, commands attention, and even ignites a little friendly envy among fellow collectors. There's a reason why coins like this don't just sit on shelves. They're prized possessions, often passed down through generations. What makes this coin truly captivating, though, isn't just its beauty or its historical significance. It's the story of its value today. In recent auctions, this very coin, depending on condition and provenance, has achieved astronomical prices. Some specimens have been valued in the range of millions of dollars. That's right. What once might have been casual pocket change has transformed into a potential fortune. For those of us who've watched the world change over decades, seeing such a tangible example of how history, rarity, and care combined to create incredible worth is profoundly satisfying. Think about it. A coin minted in 1967, quietly existing in pockets and drawers for decades, suddenly commands a price that could transform a life. It's more than a collectible. It's a reminder that attention to detail, patience, and an appreciation for history can yield rewards we never imagined. And for men in our age group, who have accumulated wisdom and experience over the years, recognizing value isn't just about money. It's about understanding the significance of objects that carry stories. So, what makes the 1967 R1 Rand coin so special today? It's the perfect storm of rarity, historical importance, and desirability. Collectors and investors alike are drawn to it not just as a currency, but as a symbol of an era, a piece of craftsmanship, and an asset that has stood the test of time. And let's not forget the pride of ownership. Imagine showing this coin to friends, family, or fellow enthusiasts, and knowing that you possess something truly exceptional. In conclusion, the 1967 R1 Rand coin isn't just a coin. It's a journey, a tangible link to South Africa's past, a conversation starter, and a potential treasure that has grown to incredible value. For those who appreciate history, craftsmanship, and the thrill of discovering something rare, this coin is a true gem. And here's the most astonishing part. Specimens of this very coin have been valued at an astonishing $7 million in pristine condition. $7 million. A sum that reflects not just scarcity, but the enduring allure of history captured in metal. Next time you see an old coin, don't just dismiss it. Take a closer look. Hold it. Feel the weight of the decades it has survived. Appreciate the story it tells. And remember, in a world full of fleeting trends, some treasures endure, waiting for the right eyes to recognize their worth. And who knows? That forgotten coin in a drawer could be more valuable than you ever imagined. If you've enjoyed this journey through history and discovery, make sure to subscribe so you never miss another fascinating story of rare coins, collectibles, and hidden treasures. Welcome back, and before we go any further, take a second to subscribe to the channel. If you're a collector, a history enthusiast, or someone who still remembers the clink of real money in your hand, this is your space. We dive deep into stories behind coins, their true value, and the mystery they carry. And today, you'll want to stay to the very end, because this isn't just a coin. This is a key to the past that could change your future. Now, imagine holding a piece of silver in your palm. Not just any silver, but a coin that carries the weight of a country, a legacy, and perhaps a hidden treasure. We're talking about the 1969 South African 1 Rand coin. If you were alive back then, maybe in your 20s or 30s, you probably saw it pass through your hands without a second thought. But now, decades later, it may be the most valuable coin you've ever owned. Let's go back to that time. 1969, South Africa was a very different place. Politically, socially, and economically, the country was undergoing major shifts. Amid all this, the government issued a coin that looked simple enough, a 1 Rand piece with the image of a man named Theophilus Ebenezer Donges on one side and the country's coat of arms on the other. The coin itself was strong and heavy, made of 80% silver, with a bold edge and a powerful feel. This wasn't lightweight change. It was money you could feel. Now think about what was happening around the world in 1969. The world was watching the moon landing. Television was black and white in many homes. Records played music in the background. And in your pocket, maybe tucked in a wallet or slipped into a till, that 1 Rand coin quietly sat, unaware that decades later, collectors around the world would be searching for it. For many of us who are now in our late 50s or 60s, there's something incredibly nostalgic about touching a coin from our youth. It reminds us of a time when money wasn't digital. It clinked, it gleamed, and it had weight. The 1969 1 Rand coin is a perfect example of that era. You didn't swipe it. You held it. You spent it. Or maybe you saved it, forgetting that it might one day be worth far more than you imagined. What makes this coin so special? First, it's the silver. Real silver. Not plated, not mixed, but a strong 80% silver composition. That alone gives it value in the precious metals market. But that's just the beginning. Because collectors don't just look for metal, they look for stories, rarity, and condition. And this coin has all three that if your coin is in good condition, no deep scratches, no heavy wear, clear features on both sides, then you might be sitting on something far more valuable than you realize. If it's been kept in a drawer, away from moisture, untouched by time, it could be worth several times more than its face value. If you have a version that was never circulated, what collectors call mint state, that's when things get interesting. And if it has never been touched by human hands without gloves, the kind of condition professionals crave, you're entering a new world entirely. But let's not stop there. There's more. In coin collecting, not all coins are created equal, even within the same year. Some coins may have been struck differently, with slightly sharper detail, cleaner lines, or variations in lettering. Others may be proof coins, made especially for collectors, often in smaller numbers, with greater attention to finish and design. If you happen to have one of those, or if you don't know, but you suspect something unusual about yours, it might be worth taking a much closer look. Now let's speak plainly. Most of these coins won't make you rich. Many of them will sell for a modest amount depending on condition and silver prices. But here's the part that should keep your eyes wide open. In the world of collecting, the exceptional always breaks the rules. There are cases where coins like this, rare, nearly perfect, and desired by top-tier collectors, have reached unimaginable heights. If the right buyer comes along, someone who sees not just silver, but history, legacy, and rarity, your old coin could become something far more. Imagine for a moment that your 1969 1 Rand coin isn't just a dusty old piece of metal in a drawer. Imagine it's a treasure. Picture the thrill of discovering it again after years, holding it up to the light, and realizing that what you've had all along is part of a much bigger story, not just of currency, but of identity, memory, and perhaps fate. If you're watching this and you're the kind of man who remembers coins with stories, who knows the sound of silver against wood, who felt the shift from old currency to new, then this message is for you. This is more than collecting. It's rediscovering a part of your past and seeing it in a new light. Your old coin might be common, but it might be rare. And if it's rare, the possibilities become endless. Now here's the moment you've waited for. In the absolute best possible scenario, and I mean everything aligning perfectly, from pristine condition to an ultra-rare variant, to the perfect buyer at the perfect time, the 1969 1 Rand coin could be worth not just hundreds, not just thousands, but up to $9 million. Yes, you heard right. 9 million. That's not the everyday value. That's the top of the mountain. But every collector who ever struck gold started with just one old coin, often forgotten in a drawer.